This is the Pngtv live news at 7 p.m. I'm Pngtvlive. Hundreds of Brisbane Broncos fans turned up for autographs and photo opportunity during a fan meet and greet session today. Due to the large turnout and limited time, not all fans were able to get their jerseys and posters signed, but most were satisfied meeting their sporting idols. Gregory Avira with more.
The barriers that were set up looked like they could not hold the excited fans. Many turned up as soon as the mall was open to catch a glimpse of the Broncos players. For the lucky few who were in the queue, the session was a great time to get autographs and pictures with the players. While for others, a high five and wave from the players was good enough. With the match set for tomorrow, many people will be split between their favorite NRL club and home side SP PNG Hunters. We spoke to a few fans and this is what they had to say.
Broncos plenty pinche also sabatin Broncos. So Lucas Olga the pinche because sample one side of Broncos Lucas more fraud but mere and watching of Broncos.
Public in plus they at low Queensland now some side of Broncos and plenty public in plus sabatin Broncos. So one player where plus sabatin all in will come here some just feel proud.
While the Broncos may be heavily favored, there are some who still believe the Hunters can pull off an upset.
Still Papa Nungini but the best. Huh? Score. Suppose only play good. I'm only going to score him more.
About the Broncos red now blast up.
Gregory Avira, PNG TV Live.
And Vabukori village just outside Port Moresby came to a standstill when the Brisbane Broncos visited this morning. Broncos supporters and rugby league fans from nearby villages and suburbs also flocked into Vabukori to catch a glimpse of the rugby league stars. The visit by the Broncos to Vabukori village was part of the team's community engagement. The villagers, both young and old, male and female, embraced and welcomed the players. Many were privileged to get close to the players and took every opportunity to get their autographs and take pictures. When addressing the crowd, Broncos captain Darius Boyd says it's a big honor for the team to see so many fans in PNG supporting the club.
It's a humbling experience to be here and see you guys come and support us. We're looking forward to being here for another few days. It's a short time, but something we do look forward to. Hopefully bring a bit of joy and a bit of love to your life and your hearts. Good to see all the kids here as well, and just to have your support, we do really appreciate it.
He adds that the team is looking forward to the game against SP Hunters. Village Councillor Turaho Moria thanks PNG Rugby Football League for including Vabukori as part of the Broncos community engagement.
Vabukori is very blessed to be host to a very strong and a very popular and a very powerful team, and we are very excited that you are all here, as you can see very clearly.
He thanks the Broncos for their time in visiting the villagers and inspiring them.
We are graced by the presence of heroes. We are graced by the presence of idols. Young men and young women aspire to be like you, not just in rugby, but as champions. And we are very grateful that you have come out here to share this time with us and inspire us. What do you see here?
PNG RFL Chairman Retau Rao applauds the Broncos for their community spirit as many young Papua New Guineans look up to them.
Does it inspire our young children to forget involvement in drugs, abuse of alcohol, violence against women? This is what we preach, what we send messages with PNG Rugby League and the Hunters throughout our community in Papua New Guinea as well. So thank you for working with us, sharing those views with us, and coming down, humbling yourselves, coming down to a village setting.
The match between the Hunters and Broncos kicks off at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow in front of what is expected to be a sellout crowd at the Oil Search National Football Stadium. Pngtvlive, PNG TV Live. Customary landowners in the country have been urged to register their customary lands for their economic benefits and also to safeguard against land grabbing. This is from the Secretary of the Department of Lands and Physical Planning when issuing registered land titles to 2 Motu-Koitabuan clans. Kaligan Tanda reports.
Our own people sitting there and disposing of their land, selling their land away.
Secretary for Lands and Physical Planning, Oswald Tolopa, has issued the call for unity amongst customary landowners when the matter of land registration arises. The Land Secretary made the call when he presided over the signing of the Incorporated Land Group certificates of the Arotu clans of Tatana and Baruni.
When they break up, that is where the problem is. When they go individuals, that's where the problem is. And this one is a very clear example of how others can follow that. To stand together, the title will come. If you do not stand together, title will not come because that dispute will prolong. And as you say, others had passed on and they can only witness from above what is happening right now.
Secretary Tolopa commended the 2 clans and stated that his department is always willing to help facilitate customary land registration. However, the onus remains on the landowners to work together amongst themselves.
But this is the beginning of something that others will see. And just for our information, the department is ready to facilitate. We only facilitate the process, and the outcome is what we have presented or the customary list. But one thing is that we will always work together to make sure that the clan organize themselves.
The Arotu clans of Baruni and Tatana finally registered their land after 45 years of court disputes. And the chairman of Arotu ILG Tatana, Igo Wala, urged other Motu-Koitabuan people to follow suit.
The Arotu clan urged other clans and people of Motu-Koitabu to register their respective customary land to avoid scrupulous deals and land grabbing, which is prevalent at the moment.
Kaligan Tanda, Pngtv Live.
After taking office on the 16th of January 2018, Acting Managing Director of PNG Power Limited, Caroline Blacklock, wants to also change the image of how PNG Power is perceived by its staff and the public. Belinda Cora with more.
PNG Power Limited has over the years struggled to ensure it sustained a reputation of providing a vital service to PNG. However, it has had its own challenges to deal with. Acting Managing Director Caroline Blacklock says PNG Power Limited has some of the best, most qualified individuals who can carry out the role of PNG Power, but it needs to be guided. While it struggles to ensure power is provided to demanding customers, it should also be understood by citizens that it cannot carry out this service on its own.
I was walking yesterday morning at 5:30 in the morning because I'm crazy and it was windy and it was raining, and I just saw PNG Power teams out everywhere. Now, I know we're easy for people to criticise us because we need to do much better, but at the same time there are really committed people here, and I think 2018 for me is to try and find a way to leverage that. If I do nothing else, is to figure out how we take all the goodness that is in PNG Power, the skills, the experience, the qualifications, and this is an institution that is localized, and really give those people the confidence to solve some of our biggest problems.
You're watching PNG TV News. More after this break. Welcome back. You're watching PNG TV Live News. People illegally using or possessing firearms will face jail terms of up to 10 years and fines of up to 10,000 kina under strict new laws to be presented to Parliament in April. The Prime Minister Peter O'Neill had this week announced that the National Executive Council has formally endorsed amendments to the Firearms Act that will increase penalties for offenders and will work with the government's commitment to modernize the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. Belinda Cora with more.
In making the announcement, the Prime Minister said there is no excuse for the illegal use of firearms, so criminals caught with weapons will be sentenced to long periods in jail and pay a significant amount of money in fines. He says he is sick and tired of reports of people illegally using weapons who are not sent to jail. The illegal firing of a gun, dealing in illegal weapons, or making homemade guns will attract a range of penalties of between 1 and 10 years in jail and fines of up to 10,000 kina. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says a review of Firearm Act is also in line with the government's program to modernize the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. A review of the entire police force is underway that will deliver recommendations for NEC to consider. This review goes to core elements of policing, including command and control, training and organizational structures. Meanwhile, a gun summit was held in Goroka in 2005, headed by former Brigadier General Jerry Singarok under the then Police Minister Bire Kimisopa. 244 recommendations were put forward to implement in addressing the issue of guns control, but nothing has been forthcoming. Belinda Cora, PNG TV Live.
As the first senior officials meeting, or SOM1, for APEC is set to commence tomorrow, some Papua New Guineans are gearing up to make history as the country hosts this world event. 23 senior public officials will be chairing and co-chairing the 70 meetings during SOM1, as announced by Chief Secretary today. Kaligan Tanda with more.
APEC has now landed.
Chief Secretary Isaac Lupari today presented the majority of the 23 senior public servants who will be chairing the 70 meetings for SOM1 starting this Saturday. Lupari confirmed the Prime Minister's pride at the individuals gathered today at the Manasupe House.
I'm really proud, and the government is really proud. The Prime Minister is very proud of the Papua New Guineans that have come out of H to be able to play a very important role in chairing the meeting, providing the leadership in this meeting, adding to the leaders' meeting in November.
He further gave encouragement to the 23 who come from a range of departments such as Treasury, Justice and Attorney General, Labour and Tourism, to name a few.
These people have come through many, many years of experience. And all I can say to them is that make us proud when you take a lead. And this is your country, and you'll be representing this country when you sit there and presiding over discussions on the areas that your working group or forum will be responsible.
Present at the briefing were Chair of SOM1, Ambassador Ivan Pomelu, and APEC Authority CEO Chris Hawkins, along with other senior officials. Over 1,500 APEC delegates have already arrived and will continue to do so in the duration of SOM1. SOM1, which begins tomorrow, will continue right through to the culmination of the senior officials' dialogue in the digital economy from the 7th to the 9th of March. Kaligan Tanda, PNG TV Live.
Meanwhile, United States Ambassador Catherine Ebert Gray says while most of these visitors will only stay for a few days, the senior officials meet, or SOM1, will give PNG an opportunity to demonstrate that it is ready to take its place as a major forum for promoting economic growth and high standards throughout the Asia-Pacific region. Belinda Cora reports.
She says they are excited to be part of the team working with PNG officials to help ensure the success of all the activities that will take place during the coming year. The ambassador kicked off the 2018 APEC year on Tuesday this week with a reception for members of the PNG APEC coordination agencies and other stakeholders to demonstrate the United States' strong commitment to support PNG in hosting a successful series of Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation meetings. Among the 200 guests were APEC Minister Justin Kachinko, APEC Ambassador Ivan Pomelu, ExxonMobil PNG Managing Director Andrew Andrew Berry and the Foreign Affairs Minister Rimbing Pato, along with representatives from diplomatic missions in PNG. APEC consists of a series of meetings where experts from APEC economies discuss trade and economic development priorities and identify joint activities in support of the region's priorities. It will culminate in the APEC Leaders Summit from November the 12th to 18th, when leaders from the 21 member economies gather in Port Moresby for the concluding meeting. Belinda Cora, PNG TV Live.
A nasty collision between a PMV bus and a small sedan took place yesterday at the main traffic lights intersection near Manasupe House in Waigani. Crew and passengers of the PMV escaped with minor bruises, while the occupants look to sustain more severe injuries. Kaligan Tanda with more.
The traffic accident occurred at around 3 p.m. in the afternoon at the intersection of Sir John Guy's Drive, Ward Strip and Kumul Avenue. Witnesses on site alleged that the 25-seater PMV bus number 7 had been en route from Goretz to Gerehu when it struck the grey sedan. Witnesses say the sedan had been late trying to get through the intersection while the lights guiding his lane had turned orange. At the same instance, the light for the PMV had turned green as it was travelling towards the intersection with no vehicle in front of it. 23-year-old Henry Ware, a final year HR student at the University of Papua New Guinea, was sitting in the middle aisle of the bus when both vehicles collided.
Mi plastalo Goretz na bla full straight 25 sita mi bla no stop lo wa in office mi bla just come na mi tu mi pin pass mi finish na mi sina na mi har pair so mi look me bag lu mi carry mo sena bag lu mi carry sena sina sta fly cam ko lo me lucky that mi sina lo namel seat if mi bin sina front is la cara mi na sim bagarap tu.
According to Ware, the bus had luckily been full but with all passengers sitting and none hanging from the bus door area. The bus struck the sedan before veering and slamming into the cemented terrace. Having sustained only a knock to his shins, Ware believes the quick action of the bus driver prevented other vehicles from being involved in the carnage.
Mi pin bus finish na mi just sina hari me pair so after mi bla hit slap car straight there driver side na instead of also mi bla inalo bami na la car gana lagi the driver ka moson la side na hit this la me so big like accident no mi bla silia side.
Unfortunately, the sedan driver and its occupants look to have suffered more severe injuries, with one female member suffering a concussion. Quick response from police personnel ensured the crash site was managed and traffic flowing as normal as possible. Kaligantanda, PNG TV Live.
You're watching PNG TV Live News. More after this break. Welcome back. You're watching PNG TV Live News. And to sports, Ravo Rabbitohs captain Josodeki Sovo will lead the Nadi Aviators Rugby League team against Papua New Guinea's Digital Cup premiers Lace Next Tigers in the third Melanesian Cup clash tomorrow at the NFS Oval. The media caught up with the two teams during a morning run at the stadium. Belinda Cora reports.
Nandi Aviators edged Nasinu Titans 2018 in the grand final of the Vodafone Cup last year to book their spot in the Melanesian Cup, but will be running into the stadium tomorrow with much needed exposure as they try to bring back interest towards the code. The Aviators have trained hard to make this trip a success, but are aware of how much developed the code is in Port Moresby and PNG, and this will be a challenge for the new and old players alike when they take on the winners of the 2017 Digicel Cup Challenge. Captain Sovo is impressed with the physical development of the code of rugby league in PNG, and this international exposure will be a bonus also for the new players. He says Fijians have followed rugby union for so long, it's vital they promote the skills and training needed to help more players to come on board league.
We'll work hard on all the areas of the games, from the first whistle till the last whistle. We'll try to counter the Snakes Tigers. They came. There's a different team coming this year. We prepared really well.
Meanwhile, Digicel Cup premiers Lace Next Tigers will be looking at this weekend's match as a trial match before they kickstart the season.
But having said that outside, I think we want to win this game. We want to win everything that we compete in. although we're under the same umbrella, I think we really need to win this and look forward to the Digital Cup. Our big focus is getting our combinations right and using this as a trial moving forward to the Digital Cup.
Football Federation's Champions League got underway this afternoon in Port Moresby. Despite a low turnout today, organizers are expecting a much bigger crowd for the weekend matches. Gregory Avira with more.
The pitch is set and the ball gets rolling as the Southern Confederation Challenge begins. The three-day event will see the 4 sides vying for the 2 remaining spots for the Champions League to be staged next month in Leh. Southern Confederation Coordinator Edward Mimino tells Pngtv Live the competition has gotten off to a good start and organizers are expecting great things for the weekend.
Today is a Friday, which is a working day and also a schooling day, and so we expected the turnout to be, the numbers to be the way you see it. But of course, with the weekend, when people are on break, definitely we're going to have a bumper crowd.
The afternoon's match saw Admiralty FC going up against PRK Erema FC. The lads from Manus put up a tough challenge but eventually succumbed to a 2-1 defeat. With the high temperatures being experienced, match organizers have decided to include 2 water breaks in between.
The temperature today was above 30 degrees, and so for the safety of the players and even the referees in the middle, we had a water break in the first half, halfway between the first half, and then same thing in the second half as well.
Meantime, in the opening match, favourites MRDC Ekari United FC thumped Central side Amoana FC 7-0. The matches will continue tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. Gregory Avira, Pngtv Live.
Amongst the 30 new faces named in this year's PNG Hunters final 21-man squad for the Queensland Cup 2018, a 21-year-old fullback junior Bobby Paul from the Engamioks team and 19-year-old back rower Clyde Name. The two were recently interviewed by Pngtv Live during the launch of final SP Hunters team. Belinda Cora with more.
Back rower from Central Province, East New Britain and Southern Islands, Clyde Name.
With a mixed parentage of East New Britain, Southern Highlands and Central Province, Clyde Name is confident and excited to be part of the country's most loved rugby league team. Name used the Pngtvlive League as a stepping stone to join the SP Hunters after a quick stint with the Hela Wigman team.
Training planning good something me over line more something me feel confident so me try best to me yeah 2018.
He has this advice for young Papua New Guineans who wish to play rugby league in future for Papua New Guinea.
You commit to it, you get dreams and you go goal blue lagain and by you sim goal answer.
21-year-old junior Bobby is from Central Province, East New Britain and Gulf and says he is excited to learn from the best.
I plan something, the training side, role of big boys, take lead on that, learning skills number.
Willie Minoga says he is confident in the young guns and knows they will do their best to help make this season a success.
All got talent play now, got this year play this year 2018. So we believe was more about Sabat mi plan, mi ball yang ball magi ball start ball Sabat more. You know that mi ball Saudi jada ball play best year bro mi plan 2018.
Coach Michael Marum says the players had signed a 1-year contracts in Port Moresby and were looking forward to defending the Interest Super Cup title. Marum said the squad would be trimmed to 27 prior to the season opener match against the Ipswich Jets on the 11th of March, but he is expected to see most of the new faces cement spots after the Broncos match. Belinda Cora, Pngtv Live.
And that's the Pngtv Live News and Sports. From myself and the news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.